sclera.
It is the white part of the eye. It's for protection.
The cornea.
It is transparent.
Okay. And then we have the aqueous chamber with aqueous humor.
The aqueous humor is fluid. It's kind of like water.
Okay. And then the iris.
It's the colorful part of the eye. It's smooth muscle. You do not have control over it, so it's involuntary. It surrounds the pupil, obviously. And it's like a diaphragm on a camera.
And then the pupil.
And the pupil is where light goes through. Yeah. Where light goes through.
Okay. And then we'll go to the lens.
It's right behind the pupil. The function is to place the image on the retina. It has to adjust to place the image on the retina, and how it adjusts is by the
muscles right here, the ciliary muscles, which are the outer ones. This is the iris still, so the outer red.
So yeah, the ciliary muscle, the outer red, its function is to change the shape of the lens so the image falls onto the retina.
And you can't see the suspensory ligaments, but
yeah, they attach the ciliary muscle to the lens.
Okay, and then we have the vitreous chamber.
And it contains vitreous humor, and vitreous humor is right below the lens, and it keeps, the function is of the vitreous humor is to keep the shape of the eye, because the eye is kind of like an inflated ball, and the vitreous humor is like the gel that keeps that ball inflated.
And then this entire portion back here is the retina.
And it has receptors to detect light. The membrane is attached to the back of the eye. It contains rods, which are used to see in dim vision, and the rods are for black and white vision, black, white, and dim vision, and cones, which are for sharp color vision.
And then you cannot see it, but at the very back center of the eye, you're going to have the fovea centralis,
which puts the image, or the lens puts the image on the fovea centralis for sharp color because it is completely filled with cones. So the fovea centralis has a high concentration of cones, and that's why it is used for sharp color.
Okay. And then you have your optic disc.
And that's the blind spot. When the axon leaves the eyes, there are no photoreceptors. So if you place the image on that disc, you cannot see the image. You can only see the blind spot if you cover your eye. When you use two eyes, you have a full field of view, and you cannot see your blind spot.
Okay. And then coming out of the back of the eye, you have the optic nerve.
Yes, and the optic nerve is also called the cranial nerve, and it's a grouping of axons from the retina. Again, that contains rods and cones. And this grouping of axons exits the eye and sends information to the occipital lobe. And its function simply is for you to see. It sends information out.
And then the outside dark covering is the choroid.
And that's the darkly pigmented layer. It's deep to the retina, and it's pitch black. Inside the eye, it's very dark. It's similar to that of a camera. So you don't want, it's like a camera in that you don't want overexposure, because if you have a camera and it has overexposure, the image is blurry. So you want to keep it very dark, and that's what the choroid does. And its function simply is to make inside the eye dark.